You see, I told you so. Nikki Haley endorses Donald Trump. Now, when Haley was still running for nothing because it wasn't president, I said, all of this big talk from Haley will equate to Haley still endorsing Donald Trump. Many pushed back. They said, no way, not possible. Had a conservative on the show. No, Haley will stick to her integrity. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. All right, so let's put it up full mass. We have Haley on one side, Trump on the other. Now we've seen this move before by way of Lindsey Graham, many others. Haley, for some reason, people just believed in. So here's some of the footage.
Let me ask you quickly, someone who served as ambassador to the United Nations, who's still pulling in pretty large numbers of vote 2 months after quitting the race, someone who ran against Donald Trump as too old and unfit to serve, today said he has her vote. Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley in 2015 said, quote, Donald Trump is everything I taught my children not to do in kindergarten. I taught my little ones, you don't lie and make things up. She ended up serving in his administration.
Who are these people?
On January 6th, she called it an ugly day. She then went and said a couple months later that she wouldn't run against him for president. She ended up running for president. And then we saw Nikki Haley, while her husband was deployed to Africa with the US Armed Services, mocked by Donald Trump for being away. And it was the words of Nikki Haley that were very explicit about Donald Trump. Said in part that they were disgusting, awful, unhinged, and said that somebody that makes comments like that doesn't deserve to be commander in chief. Her own husband got on social media and fired back and said the difference between humans and animals would never allow the dumbest ones to lead the pack. His allies pushed extramarital affair rumors about her. This is somebody who suggested that she may not even be eligible to run for president because her parents are immigrants. And today, her announcing that she's going to vote for Donald Trump is just, I think, another chapter in something that we've already lived out with the likes of Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio 8 years ago. She did raise her hand in that Republican debate and said that she would vote for a convicted felon if Donald Trump was found guilty. And today is evidence that she's sticking to her word.
We need shrinks and cult experts to explain this, because with what you're reporting, it doesn't make a lick of sense.
Well, let me help explain. You see, Haley is not a Kool-Aid drinker. She just understands that the individuals following Trump are. Haley does not have a true political ideology. Her actual ideology is power. You see, this is the ideology of every single one of them. That's why the party platform is no longer about nuanced policies, etc. It's about personality, brand, not about policy. If you recall, here are the favorite hits from Haley.
Chaos follows him. We can't have a country in disarray and a world on fire and go through 4 more years of chaos. No drama, no vendettas, no whining. He's not qualified to be the president of the United States. He was thin-skinned and easily distracted. He's just toxic.
When he lies, it's because he feels insecure. And I know him well. He is very insecure right now.
He's just not at the same level he was at 2016.
But you don't go with someone who's going to be in a courtroom longer than they're going to be campaigning.
God bless Donald Trump, who's just having a temper tantrum about me every day.
Trump has not been perfect on these policies. I've made that clear many, many times. But Biden has been a catastrophe. So I will be voting for Trump.
Put up the picture again, side by side. You see, they are the same. Here's what I mean by that. Once you get rid of the style, once you eliminate the words, their motivation is the same. They want to be as close to power as possible. Now remember, Haley had a significant number of never Trumpers who felt as if in the Republican Party they had a voice with Haley because this clown is out of control. And she reflected exactly what they held as a sentiment. They cheered her on. She said this was not about politics, this was about the country. So today, she's saying this is about politics and damn the country, which means damn you, damn me. If you can't stand up to the media, to Donald Trump, to these normative elements in our social construct, I would never trust you to stand up to the oil tycoon or the Fortune 500 coalition. Per Mediaite, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley has now endorsed Donald Trump following a bitter GOP primary in which the former president repeatedly demeaned her. She said, quote, "I will be voting for Trump," she declared on Wednesday. Trump would be smart to reach out to the millions of people who voted for me and continue to support me. Haley was a harsh critic of Trump, under whom she served as ambassador to the UN. However, with her campaign over, she is following in the footsteps of so many former Republican challengers to Trump by backing her former tormentor. MSNBC's Nicole Wallace was basically like, what the? All right, Francesca, some of this is cult thinking, but the calculated decision of Haley, this is just power thinking. What say you?
I mean, look, Nicole Wallace is a Republican. Nicole Wallace served under George W. Bush, I think Herbert Walker as well. Nicole Wallace understands that it is the Republican Party and their big money donors like the Koch brothers that has been poisoning our political system and creating the conditions for Donald Trump for decades now. Yeah, they had different words to flower it up a little bit, but Nicole Wallace should understand better than anyone the Republicans are hell-bent on two things: power and money. And Democrats, to a lesser extent, power and money, right? But look, there are massive differences when it comes to Joe Biden and, say, union and labor records and things like that, or breaking up big corporations, right? Just today, we had some news about going after Live Nation for its conglomerate and its monopoly on ticket sales through Ticketmaster. So, that's not nothing stuff. But I'm very surprised that it happened this quickly with Nikki Haley. I truly am. I thought it was gonna happen. But there was part of me that was holding out. Maybe she'll go the way of Liz Cheney, who I definitely don't celebrate. I don't agree with on anything, but who at least has a little bit more modicum of, I don't know, self-respect, right? You got JD Vance, who's done the exact same thing, flip-flopping and done the Nikki Haley thing. And more than anything, it's not just that I think it's pathetic, it's terrifying to me, Doc, because to me, this is not how cults are formed. This is how authoritarianism, real authoritarianism, is created. And next time around, if Trump is elected, next time around, there's gonna be no, oh, I run as an opposition candidate. No, it's just, this is our guy. We elect him in perpetuity. If we don't elect him, we'll elect his kid. Yep. Right? Or anyone, his chosen successor, but that'll just be a shoo-in in this sham that we still call democracy.
Very well said. And the fact that Trump talked about her husband, who was out of the country serving the nation, if I was him, I would file for a divorce.